In parts of Lakeview, Mid-City, Uptown, New Orleans East, and parts of Jefferson Parish were hit with flash floods this weekend.
The New Orleans Sewerage and Water Board said one of its main sources of power for the drainage pumps, turbine 4, stopped working. Another turbine, turbine 5, was already offline.
That put the flooding top of mind for many in our area today. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore.
Orleans Parish residents are wondering what happened and really how things will be different the next time it rains.
Yeah, Paul Murphy's joining us live to tell us what officials had to say in the studio tonight. Paul, what did they have to say?
Katie, Sharice, there are certainly a lot of questions now being asked of the Sewerage and Water Board after yet another major failure of New Orleans' fragile drainage system. This especially as we head into the winter rainy season in New Orleans. The New Orleans Sewage and Water Board worked to drain city streets during Saturday's heavy rains with one hand tied behind its back. According to the embattled utility, 2 major turbines that supply power to city drainage pumps were not working as more than 5 inches of rain fell in about 2.5 hours. That meant there was only about half of the available power needed to run the pumps and drain the streets.
Once you're limited by power, you're limited on the number of pumps we can run.
The century-old turbine 4 went down early Saturday morning. Turbine 5 was already offline due to mechanical problems. Water Board General Superintendent Ron Spooner says, as a result, drainage pumping stations 1, 2, 6, and 7 ran at reduced capacity. That caused widespread street flooding in the city.
Once we lost T4, that actually caused pumping in certain parts of the old city drainage area to slow down.
The lone pump at DPS 12, which drains parts of the Lakeview neighborhood, went down altogether for a time as a result of the power problems. City Councilman Joe Giarrusso says something needs to be done about the well-documented problems at this particular pumping station.
DPS 12, which was unmanned in 2017, which has back-channeled before, and which was out during Hurricane Ida, obviously is going to need some redundancy.
Some New Orleans neighbors complained they did not receive an alert from the city's NOLA Ready system. Typically, a text message is sent notifying them it's okay to park on the neutral grounds because of potential flooding. Homeland Security Director Colin Arnold says the night before the storm, it looked like the worst of it was headed toward the North Shore. And by the time the weather system parked over the city with flooding rains, it was too late to send out an alert.
While we strive to make every incident and get everything right with the weather, it's the weather. So there will be times where we may miss something. The weather may throw us a curveball. There may be an infrastructure challenge with power, with Sewage and Water Board.
As the Sewage and Water Board works to get T4 and T5 back online, the long-term solution to the utility's power problems is under construction at the main Carrollton water plant. The new Entergy substation that will eventually supply electricity to run the pumps is expected to be up and running by peak hurricane season in 2025.
We ask the public for its patience, but we're definitely heading in the right direction with where we're going with the West Power Complex.
And we're told that T5 could be back online within the next 5 to 10 business days. For now, T4 is out indefinitely. Sharice?
And Paul, one thing we know for certain is that New Orleans will continue to see its share of rain and the flooding that comes with it. With that in mind, the New Orleans City Council has added the Sewage and Water Board to Wednesday's Utility Committee agenda to answer all of your questions about how to mitigate the equipment breakdowns that exacerbate the flooding.
What could we possibly do to be able to get some source of backup energy that might be able to keep those turbines going? We'll also ask them to advise of what can be done in certain areas that we know are going to flood.
And we'll hear more from City Council member Eugene Green coming up at 6 on what he's planning to ask the representatives from the Sewage and Water Board.